Okay, we'll call our Health Committee meeting for April 3rd to order. Michael Ann, if you'll call roll, please.
Representative Lee?
Here.
Representative Lipscomb? Here. Representative Hall? Here. Representative Sorrells? Here. Representative Mooney? Present. Representative Warren? Here. Representative Marcus? Here. Representative Gray? Representative Rafferty?
Here.
Representative Paramore? Here. Representative Rigsby? Here. Representative Holt Jones? Here. Representative DeBose? Here. Representative Shiree? Here. Representative Brinyard? You've got a quorum.
All right, thank you. I do want to recognize a couple of folks. We have the students from the UAB Dental School. You're here. If you would stand up. Are you in here? Yes. All right. Glad to have you. And one goal we want to do on this committee, what we can, is to make sure we provide every opportunity for those guys and all those that are going through our medical schools to stay in the state of Alabama. So we want them to, we don't not only want to train them here, but we want to keep them here. So we also have Representative Holtzy's Page here with us today, and I'm going to ask him to walk out. He's back here in the back, Sutton Wilson. Walk out here and give everybody a big wave. All right, first on the agenda today is HB 360, Representative Bedsole.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the committee. HB 360 cleans up some language, or actually adds a little bit of language to existing statute. Last year, we added or defined what we called expedited licenses. This was in terms of allowing those who move to our state a process to get expedited medical licensing in our state. However, the only problem is FBI requires there to be some very specific language to allow ALEA to conduct these expedited licenses. So HB 360 adds in that very specific language that the FBI requires so that we can perform that task.
Very good.
Mr. Chairman, I move favorable report.
Okay. We have a first and second. All those in favor by saying aye. Aye. Those against, nay. Bill passes with favorable report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
That was easy. They get a little more challenging as we go. All right, next on the calendar is HB 289, Representative Hassel.
I'd like to thank the committee and chair for this opportunity. But HB 289 is this bill proposed to change by allowing medical transport services to transport patients who require a stretcher, gurney, or cot to medical care services in non-emergency situations. Also, the State Board of Health will have the authority to create rules to regulate and enforce the authorization. We do have an amendment to the bill.
Just a moment.
Okay.
All right. Representative Hall.
Yes, sir. Thank you. If you would look on, the amendment is on starting on page 2, line 30. The statement would be to prohibit a non-emergency medical transport service, which he's just explained the purpose of this bill. And then you're replacing lines 34 through 35, which includes safely transporting individuals on a stretcher, gurney, or cart. The patient's medical doctor, residents and live-in care facilities, medical director provides a written order indicating that it is not medically necessary for a person to be transported by an ambulance for non-emergency services. And the last on page, or replacing lines 39 through 42, which is on page 2, with the following: exists when the health, life, and safety of a patient is not at risk. There's another rationale for treatment or intervention, which goes over to lines 33 and then through line 37.
All right, all of you have the amendment in your packet. This is considered a friendly amendment?
Yes, sir.
Representative Hassel? And this is pertaining to the safety of those that are being carried?
Yes.
Just a little strengthens it up a little bit more. So I entertain any motion. for the
That
amendment.
we adopt the amendment.
Representative Rafferty, a second by Representative Warren. For acceptance of the amendment, all those in favor by saying aye. Aye. Those against, nay. All right, amendment is added. So we now have the bill, original bill with the amendment.
Move a favorable report.
I've got a question right here, Representative Lipscomb.
Representative, when I was looking at your bill, I like your bill, by the way. It's a great bill. Thank you. But I think we have an unaddressed area as it pertains maybe to rescue squads. There are certain circumstances in which you may have an injured person who is in a location that is not reachable by common medical transport and may in fact require a stretcher. I think perhaps you and I I'm not going to hold up your bill. I want to pass the bill today, but you and I need to get together before it hits the floor. We may do a little amendment to address when you've got kind of an off-road situation occurring.
Okay, all right, let's do that.
Thank you.
Representative Bose, you have a question?
Yes, I have a question. Could you explain the type of patients, the range of patients that would use this service? Give us just all the examples you can think of.
Okay, well, you have some patients at home that's they're in the bed or on the stretcher or cot. And some of them have a trouble sitting up to get to use a regular medical transport service. So what this bill will allow non-emergency transport services to pick them up, take them to doctor's appointment. Also, you have patients in nursing homes, not sometimes even hospitals. If they leave, the hospital say they no longer can care for that patient, and instead of them using an ambulance, they can use this non-emergency medical transport service to take that patient back home and also to doctor's appointments.
Yeah, so are these people that are just not capable of going by any other means due to, their health or their physical ailments or something like that?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
And Mayor,
Representative Hall.
I became familiar with this particular service recently in my district. Individuals may have ordinarily had, some of them I think was even going for like dialysis or something and didn't have transportation. And that in order for them to get it, they were calling an ambulance or taking the ambulance service. So it's just another way of addressing those kinds of issues.
Representative.
The state board of health could adopt rules. So basically they could create another license for this. Is that
Yes,
correct?
that's right.
Just to license this and do the inspections and all that.
Yes,
So
yes, sir.
it'd be up to them to create those rules.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, sir.
Any other questions? Yes, Representative.
And that was similar to my question. It refers to unlicensed. So, I mean, if I
well-
just have a van and I want to transport people, I can.
Well, they don't have license now, so the public health department will give them license to do this. They'll adopt the rules and set the regulations to give them license to do it.
Okay, thank you.
Real quick. I know as an EMT, we're trained in patient movement from a bed to a gurney or whatever. Is there going to be any training associated with, is that service going to be allowed to manipulate a patient to get them from there? Let's say they're in a hospital bed and they need to be put on a gurney to transport them to dialysis.
Yeah.
Are they going to be able to manipulate that patient to transfer them from a bed to a gurney? And if so, is there going to be some training involved in that to make sure that that's done appropriately, not only to protect the patient, but also to protect
Yes, and
the mover?
let me say, and I think the public health department will make sure those people, a lot of them are nurses, but yes, I truly believe in the health department will make those regulation rules.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions? Need a motion as amended? They have sent a motion. Representative Warren, all those in by saying aye. Aye. Those against, nay. Bill Poor, good job.
Thank you.
All right, next bill on the agenda is HB 232, Representative Halsey.
want to get it together here. All right, good morning. Thank you, Chairman Lee and members. I appreciate the opportunity to come before you guys today. After our public hearing, right before we left for break, related to this bill, all of our parties met together for about 2.5 hours that same day to kind of work through issues, try to figure out where we could find that compromise. After we left that meeting, I spent the next 8 days working on those remaining issues with Nico and Emmett. And so I'm actually bringing a sub to you guys today. So this sub that I'm bringing is the result of all of those negotiations. So this sub is going to provide for provisional direct access instead of unrestricted direct access. It will state that the patient should not have a beneficial response to therapy in 30 days or 11 visits, they must be referred to a healthcare provider. It also includes some additions from our athletic trainers, Workman's Comp, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and then it provides for restrictions on some of the scope of practice. And other than that, I think that's summarizes most of it, but I'm happy to entertain any questions.
I think that I can honestly say there's been a lot of work done on this between Massa, Nico, and Representative Halsey, hours, days of work. I think that we've got a bill here that's palatable on both sides. So this is the way I like to bring them to keep from putting each one of us in a pitting one against the other and let them work that out. So I would entertain any questions first of the bill. Sure. Representative Lipscomb, and thank you for your work, too, on it in your committee.
Thank you, Chairman. Representative Halsey, I just want to thank you for working with us, and I want to thank the subcommittee members for the diligence they put into, trying to come to a solution that everybody could be happy with. I don't think anybody is truly happy. I'm one of them, but I do think that we have a good bill, and I want to thank Chairman Lee for kind of telling me early on that the best bills are those which people just aren't 100% happy with, and I think that's exactly where we are.
Right. Yes.
I just wanted to comment, you did a great job. I mean, you made sure that we were all informed, and being an orthopedic patient myself, I had my reservations, but I want you to know I talked with my doctor, and he said that it could be done, just make sure you got the precautions there. So I want to let you know, you convinced me, okay?
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
All right, we have a favorable report by Representative Rigsby, a second by Representative Shiree. All those in favor of the bill by saying aye. The sub. That's for the sub. Okay, now we're on the sub. Now we're on the bill as substituted, so I need a motion for the bill as substituted. Representative Rafferty. Favorable report. I need a second. Second, Representative Shiree. All those in favor for the bill substituted today by saying aye. Aye. Those against, nay. Bill passes as substituted.
Thank you so much.
Good job,
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Yay.
All right, Senator Orr, I don't see him. Are you carrying it, Representative? Okay, Chestnut. Okay.
Yeah.
Two peas in a pod there, I see.
Thank you, please, the chair.
Yes, sir.
This is SB 72. This is essentially just giving doctors more freedom to prescribe off-label medication. And as long as this off-label medication is prescribed in a manner where it's not going to cause a significant threat to the person that's prescribed to or to the general public, then there can be no adverse consequence for the physician from the medical licensure board. So it's a really good bill, and I recommend that that we move for a favorable report.
Representative Gray moves for second by Representative Marcus. All those in favor by saying aye. Those against, nay. Bill passes with favorable report.
Thank you.
That concludes our Health Committee meeting today.